Have you ever been in love with someone, but over time, the spark just faded? You still care for them deeply, you still want the relationship to work, but you can't help but feel that everything has become routine. The conversations sound the same, the date nights are repetitive, and the excitement you once felt has somehow been replaced by a quiet dullness. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. Relationship. Researchers say that boredom is one of the silent killers of long-term love. Not a dramatic fight, not betrayal, not distance, but simple, creeping boredom. Psychologist Arthur Aaron, famous for his work on intimacy, once said, "The more novelty and shared experiences couples have, the closer they become." That's not just poetry. It's science. Studies consistently show that when couples stop doing new things together, they begin to feel emotionally distant, even if nothing is wrong on the surface. Think about it. In the beginning of a relationship, everything feels thrilling. The places you go, the stories you share, the adventures you try, all of it is new. But over time, when Friday night always means the same pizza place and Saturday always means watching Netflix in pajamas, love can quietly slip into autopilot. This isn't about not loving your partner. It's about your brain. The human brain craves novelty. Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist who has studied love for decades, explains that the chemicals associated with excitement and bonding, dopamine and oxytocin, are triggered most strongly by new, stimulating experiences. When you and your partner do something different together, your brains essentially reward you with feelings of closeness and attraction. That is why even couples who have been married for 20 years can feel that spark reignite after trying something adventurous together. But here's the catch. Life gets busy. Between work, bills, kids, and responsibilities, the idea of planning something new often feels like just another task. And so the cycle continues: dinner, TV, scrolling on phones, sleep. Before long, people start asking themselves, why don't I feel the butterflies anymore? Maybe we're just not meant for each other. But in reality, it's often not about incompatibility. It's about the lack of intentional effort to keep things exciting. Let me give you a story. Anna and David had been together for 6 years. The first 2 years were magical road trips, late-night cooking experiments, even spontaneous salsa classes, but then life got serious. Work hours got longer, finances were tight, and their dates mostly became ordering Chinese takeout and watching the same shows. Both started quietly worrying, do I still feel the same? Or have we just become roommates? They fought more, not because of betrayal or lies, but because they were both frustrated by how stale things felt. What saved them wasn't therapy, wasn't some grand vacation, it was the simple act of introducing intentional variety into their relationship. A friend suggested they each take turns planning surprise activities, even small ones. Within months, their energy shifted. They laughed more, felt more connected, and remembered why they had fallen in love in the first place. This is exactly what psychology tells us. Love isn't just a feeling, it's an action. Dr. John Gottman, a world-renowned relationship researcher, calls it turning toward each other. Instead of letting routines quietly push you apart, you choose to lean into new experiences. That doesn't mean climbing Mount Everest every weekend. It could mean exploring a new coffee shop, cooking a dish from another culture, playing a silly board game, or simply going for a night walk in a different neighborhood. The key is novelty. And here's where so many couples struggle, coming up with ideas. It sounds simple, but when you're tired after work, your brain doesn't exactly scream creativity. That's why people end up saying, I don't know, what do you want to do? I don't know, what do you want to do? Until both give up and default to the couch. This endless loop kills romance more than arguments do. Now imagine this, instead of spending 30 minutes debating where to eat or what to do, you open an app on your phone that instantly generates fun, creative, and tailored date night ideas. Something fresh every time, based on your mood, your budget, even the weather. Think of it like your personal relationship coach in your pocket. whispering, "Hey, tonight, why not try a picnic at sunset?" Or this weekend, how about a cooking challenge where you each create a dish for the other? That's exactly the problem our date night generator app was designed to solve. But before I get into the app, let's break down why this matters so much. In 2014, a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that couples who regularly tried new activities together reported higher levels of satisfaction and passion in their relationship. Even simple changes, like going for a different type of walk or learning a new skill, had measurable impacts on how connected people felt. Neuroscientists back this up, showing that novelty activates the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine, the same feel-good chemical that made the early stages of your love feel so intoxicating. So if you're feeling like your relationship has lost its spark, it's not necessarily a sign that you've fallen out of love. It's often a sign that your relationship needs fresh fuel, and fuel doesn't just magically appear. You have to create it. The beauty is that it doesn't take expensive trips or luxury gifts. One couple I interviewed told me they started a tradition called the $10 Adventure. Every month, they each had to plan a surprise activity that cost under $10. One time, it was thrift store shopping with the goal of finding the funniest outfit. Another time, it was buying random ingredients at a dollar store and making a mystery meal. They laughed harder during those dates than they had in years. The cost? Almost nothing. The reward? A deeper connection. And this is exactly the kind of magic the date night generator app taps into. When you open it, you don't have to brainstorm or argue. You just set your filters, budget, mood, location, and get instantly tailored ideas. Some cozy and intimate, some adventurous and bold, others playful and silly. It takes the mental load off your shoulders and puts the focus back where it belongs, enjoying your partner. Now, I want to pause and ask you, when was the last time you and your partner did something for the very first time together? If you had to really think hard, that might be part of why things feel a little distant lately. Novelty is the oxygen of long-term love. Without it, even the strongest bond can start to suffocate. With it, even a struggling relationship can feel brand new again. Of course, I'm not saying an app alone will magically fix every problem. Relationships need communication, trust, and emotional safety. But tools like this are catalysts. They remove excuses, lower barriers, and make it easier to choose connection. Because at the end of the day, love doesn't thrive on autopilot. It thrives on effort, small, consistent, creative effort. Psychologist Esther Perel, one of the world's leading voices on modern love, often says, "The quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life." Think about that for a moment. If that is true, and countless studies suggest it is, then investing in your relationship isn't just about romance. It's about your overall happiness, health, and even longevity. Research has found that people in fulfilling relationships live longer, recover from illness faster, and experience lower levels of stress. So when you take a step to reignite your relationship, you're not just helping your love life, you're helping your entire well-being. So if you've been feeling like you and your partner are stuck in a rut, don't wait for something to magically change. Take action. Whether it's trying one of the simple strategies we talked about today or downloading a tool that gives you ready-made ideas, the point is to break free from routine and invite freshness back into your love story. And if you want a little help, the Date Night Generator app is waiting for you. Think of it as your personal spark coach. Always ready with ideas, always tailored to you, always pushing you gently toward connection, because you deserve more than autopilot. You deserve a love that feels alive. So, are you ready to bring the butterflies back? Try something new this week, even if it's small, even if it feels silly, and if you need inspiration, you already know where to find it. Because love isn't lost sometimes, it just needs a little nudge to wake up again.